When we go to networking functions like this, this is your opportunity to meet people and build a relationship. It is never an opportunity to sell anything. After this meeting, by all means. Well, it was lovely to meet you, Andrew. I think we've got a lot in common, and I think we could help each other in business. How about we have a cup of coffee next week and talk about that? So make an appointment, make a time to catch up with them later, but now's not the time to sell. And there are three things that you need to bear in mind in order to make this work. And the first is that you need to be visible. So people need to know that you exist. Now, how do we create visibility? Well, obviously you'd have a business card. Hands up for me, who's got some business cards with them today? Fantastic. I'd love to get your business card because I didn't bring a single one. Am I saying that publicly? They're in my suit coat, which is in my hotel room, which is not with me today. Oh my goodness, I'm embarrassed to admit that publicly. Anyway, so a first way to get visibility is to present a business card. Another way is obviously to have a website. We've got some IT guys in the room who might be able to help you with that. Then you might have a signed written card, you might have a sign over the door of your business. So you're going to create visibility. The other thing that you do to create visibility is to attend these functions regularly. Whenever Lorraine advertises a function, you are always going to register and turn up, correct? Repeat after me, I'm always going to register and turn up.
Thank you.
That's another $5 you owe me. But I'm serious, if you don't take advantage of your membership here by attending the gatherings, then why are you a member? When you walk into the room, you want people to recognise you and go, oh, there's Lindsay. Wow, I must talk to him. Or there's Lindsay, I must talk to her. It's a bilingual name, okay? So you want to be visible. You want people to know and understand who you are. The next step is you need to have credibility. Now, I put a photo here of the young men and women from the Surf Lifesaving Association. Can anyone tell me how long this organisation's been around? It's over 100 years. And do you know when it first started in Perth? It was Cottesloe Beach, 1909. So these guys have been around. When we swim at the beach in summer, where do we swim? Between the flags. How do we know to do that? We've been educated, and from year after year, when, you know, in summer, we watch the 6 o'clock news and they say, so many people were rescued in the surf today at Cottesloe Beach. And we know that they were rescued by the surf lifesavers. And I've had a personal experience with this. I, just over Christmas, had some time off, went to, on holiday to Caloundra, 1 hour north of Brisbane. Some of you may have been there. Anyone know where Caloundra is? A couple of people. There's a beach there called Kings Beach, beautiful surf beach. Went there with a mate, he's got 2 teenage daughters. We're out in the surf, we're up to about our chest. His 2 kids are, I'm tall, my mate Rob is even taller. His kids are a little bit shorter than us. So they're around about shorter than us, but they're further out in the surf. And I could feel there was quite a sweep coming, sort of wanting to drag me out towards Fiji. And I said to Rob, gee mate, this surf's getting a bit rough. Shall we go? And he goes, yeah, I think so. At that moment, his daughter thrust up her hand and went, Dad, and he was able to reach out and grab her. She lost her footing and was kind of being carried out. So he's got a long reach. He reached out and grabbed her and pulled her in. And we turn around, we all start making our way to the beach. Moments later, there's the surf lifesaver beside his daughter. Are you all right, love? Is everything okay? Did you swallow any water? He saw her hand go up when she called out for her dad, straight away was in the water and there to rescue her if she needed rescuing. So we know from years and years and years of volunteer service by these men and women, they've got credibility. And that we know that if we swim between the flags, we're safe, they're watching out for us. So do you have that credibility in your business? So how do we get credibility? Well, credibility, it's earned or it can be given to us. So how do you earn it? Well, it's the outcome of kept promises. If you say you're going to do something and you do it, you begin to build a reputation as being a trustworthy person. You deliver on your promise. Now, we can earn it or we can give it. Now, I brought a guest with me today, a bloke called Rail Bricker. Give us a wave, Rail. That's the ugly bloke. Sorry, the handsome bloke down there. My mate Rail and I look after each other in business. We refer business to each other. Now, I can strongly recommend his services to you, but you don't know this guy. But let's say you know and trust me. I pass my credibility to Rail by recommending him to you. Now, what could go wrong here?
He could be crap.
He could be crap, yeah. That's a technical term. So Rail may not do a good job. I think that's what you said, isn't it? Yeah. Rail may not do a good job. And so he hurts two people. He hurts himself, he hurts his reputation, but it also impacts my credibility. So I'm a great believer in referring business to other people. I get a lot of business like that, and we were talking about that at our end of the table before. And if you are going to do that, make sure that the people you refer are credible and will not hurt your reputation. Now, so there's visibility, there's credibility, and then, and only then, will there be referability. And you can't jump from visibility to referability without credibility. I went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting recently, and I met this guy who was a printer. And this is something that you must not do. So I met this printer and I introduced myself, and you know the usual thing, hello, my name is, what do you do? So I introduced myself. He said, what do you do? And I said, oh, you know, I speak at conferences. I'm a professional conference speaker. I run training seminars and workshops, do a little bit of coaching, particularly in the area of business relationships. And I show business owners and salespeople how to leverage the relationships they have to get more business. And he goes, oh, you run training seminars? I said, yes, I do. And then he did what I call the networking pounce. He jumped on me and he said, great, well, I can do, I could print your workbooks. I can do black and white, I can do colour. I can do them bound, I can do them stapled. We could do them A3, you know, fold out. We could do. I don't even know what the guy's name was. I can't remember his name, but all I know was he just went full on sales mode. And so he went from bare visibility, trying to go to referability, and he had no credibility. So big mistake. So I want to go on to the next question. What's the real value of your network? You see, I think a lot of people, we undervalue our network. Now, first thing I want you to do, take out your mobile phone and switch it on. And I want you to go to your contacts. This is the participation part. Pick up your phone, go open up your contacts, and I want you to go like this with your screen, or maybe it's that way, whichever way, and start flicking through your contacts. How many contacts have you got in there? Does anybody know? Someone shout out a number. 2,800. 2,800. Brilliant. Thanks, Daniel. Now, can I just work with you, Daniel, for a sec? So, Daniel, when you flick through your contacts there, are there some names there that you kind of thinking, oh, geez, I haven't seen that name for a while? Yeah. Yeah? And I think it's the same for all of us. When we flick through, we start to see names of people that we should be in connection with, and we haven't spoken to them in the longest time. And I think that is another big mistake that as business people we make. We don't stay in touch enough with the contacts that we have in our database. We're always looking for a new connection rather than concentrating on the people who know and trust us, that we already have credibility with, and we're not talking to them. So, there are three kinds of people, three kinds of networks. The first category are the gurus. So these are the people in your network who know stuff that you go to learn from or to get information. Now, my buddy Rail runs a mortgage broking business, but he's also a professional speaker. And how did I meet Lorraine? It was through Rail. I got invited to speak at the CEO Institute kickoff event earlier this year. How did I get invited? It was through my buddy Rail. Now, Rail is my guru for Perth. If I want to know someone, this guy knows lots of people. He is really well connected. And if you don't know him, you should take a moment before he leaves this afternoon just to pass your card and have a cup of coffee with him and get to know him a little better, because he's well connected. So he's a great information source on business for me in Perth. But I have other people that I go to for information. I've got a great buddy who lives in Brisbane. One of my speaker mates, his name is Keith Abraham. Keith is an amazing author. And so if I want to know about writing books, I go and talk to Keith. If I want to know about other stuff, there's people in my network I go to and they've got the information for me. So who is it for you in your network that you go to for information? The next one we want to look at is the greats. And so the greats are people who look after us. They're our support network. In my life, one of my greats is my wife, Debbie. I've been married a long time. 40 years, in fact. I was married when I was 5, okay? But, you know, she's my personal cheer squad. She works with me in the business. I'm the CEO, she's the managing director. She'll tell you that anyway. But, you know, if I come home from a job and she'll say, how was it? And I go, oh man, you know, didn't go so well, blah, 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 blah. And she goes, there, it's all right. So she'll dust me off, she'll pick me up, she'll give me a hug, she'll stand me up, point me in the right direction and, you know, get on with it. Or if I come home from a job, she goes, how was the trip to Perth? I go, oh, amazing. Spoke to District 32, met some incredible people. That Lorraine is just such a great referral partner. It was, you know, one of the best investments of my time ever. She'll go, yay, 3 cheers, and, you know, wave the cheerleader pom-poms for me. And then I've got other people that I go to in my business who are there to support me. And they look out for me, so they're my personal greats. So who are your greats in your business? And finally, there's the go-tos. So who are the go-tos in your business? Who do you go to get business referrals? So these are the people that you rely on to pass referrals to you, and you pass referrals to them. These are the people who know enough about your business that they will confidently recommend you every single time. One of the guys there, he was a graphic designer. He's my graphic designer, in fact. And he came to me and he said, Lindsay, after your presentation, the local Suncorp bank manager came to me and we had a chat, and she keeps referring people to me, but they're the wrong kind of people. And I said, well, have you educated her who your target market is? And he went, well, no. And I said, great, who is your target market? And so what I want you to do now, on the lines on the top of the page, I want you to write down for me a sentence describing your target market. What I want you to think about is, who is your target market, and make it as tight as possible. Now, the target market has to be with people that you want to work with, who bring you the most joy, who bring you the most money, and you know, give you satisfaction in working with them. Now, if you, for example, we refine your target market, we get some people here, and then someone approaches you and they're what I call an outer ring shot, will you take that business? Well, that depends, doesn't it? It depends how busy you are. So if you've got your target market really tight, and you've taught your referral partners what's the ideal referral for you, and they bring those people to you, you don't have to deal with the rats and mice out here, because the big payers are in the middle, and that's where you're shooting for. So I encourage all of you to get really clear on your target market. Get that definition as tight as possible, and educate everyone else in this room that that's the ideal client for you, so that they bring you just the right referral. So when I worked with this graphic designer guy, got him to describe his target market, then he had coffee with the branch manager of the Suncorp Bank and educated her, and he called me up and he said, it's incredible the difference, the quality of people I'm getting now. I went, wow, how simple is that? So think about, you know, you've got to be specific to be terrific. Okay, so let's move on. Mistake number 2, networking without a plan. And what's that old saying? I love this one. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, this was my father-in-law's favourite saying. My father-in-law, he's not with us anymore, fabulous bloke. His name was Merv. When I got married, he came to me and he said, oh, I have something for you. And he gave me a set of 5x3 index cards. And I said, what's that? He says, on those cards I've documented every doctor's visit your wife has had in her life. And I went, gee, thanks. That'll come in handy. Anyway, this guy planned everything. And he was a great believer, and if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So here's my question to you. How much business do you want? And do you have a plan to get that? Do you have a referral marketing plan to get you there? You see, a lot of people start off in business, and I say to them, how much business do you want? And they go, oh, a lot. I go, well, what's a lot to you? You know, is a lot $1 million, $10 million, $20 million? Like, what's a lot? And do you have a number in mind? And if you don't have a number, then your homework before you go to sleep tonight is to be brave, get a pencil or a pen, write it on a piece of paper, and commit to a number. Because you would not believe the number of people who belong to groups like yours that don't have a number written down. And once you have a number, you can actually calculate the number of referrals that you need per week to reach that number. And I've actually got a form that I'm more than happy to share with you if you give me your business card, because I didn't bring it with me, but I'm happy to email it to you. I've got a little calculation form that if you pick your number of how much extra business you want in the next 12 months or your total business total, I can show you how many referrals per week you need to get in order to reach that number. And it's so simple, and yet so many people ain't got a clue. So we're going to do a little exercise. You'll see on the bottom of your form. So I want you to think about who are 4 people in business that have brought referrals to you consistently over the last 12 months. And I want you to write their names under each of these circles. There's 2 options here. Social scientists tell us that we all know a minimum of 250 people. Now, my friend Daniel, how many people in your phone? 2,800. You can write 2,800 underneath your line. But the rest of you, if you want, you can just go with 250. I don't mind. And then I want you to write above the line how many referrals each person brought you in the last 12 months. So write a number. Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 1? Is it whatever? So number above the line in total divided by the number under the line. And then you're going to multiply it by 100. And you'll come up with a percentage. Who can give me a percentage number? 7.6. Well done. Thank you. 7.6 ain't too bad. You know, on average, people give me 2-3%. See, this is your referral percentage that you're doing in your business at the moment. The number needs to be much higher. So my challenge or my question to you is, what are you doing to actually lift that number? What are you doing actively in your business to get more referrals? Here's something that I want to share with you, a really simple concept, and that is the key 4 concept. So I wrote a book called The DNA of Business Relationships, and I would love to say, and I've got a copy here to sell you, but I'm sold out. But if you're interested, when you give me your card for the referral calculator, if you put a B on the back, I'll give you a link where you can go and get it online. So the DNA of business relationships is about how you connect with people and then how you leverage those relationships to get more business. And one of the concepts I write about in the book is the key 4 concept. And so there's you and 4 other people. And here's how it works. You've got your target market here. You can see it on the palm of my hand. And these 4 people and you all share the same target market, but you do not compete with each other. So we'll work with a really simple example. We've got a young couple who want to buy a house. Have we got any real estate people in the room? We haven't got any insurance people in the room. We've got any finance guys in the room? Mortgage brokers? Of course we do. So here we go. We've got a young couple want to buy a house. There's you. And then we've got we've got the real estate guy, we've got the mortgage broker, we've got the insurance guy, we've got the building and pest inspector, and we'll, whatever you are, we'll go with the example, you're the pool maintenance guy. So all of these people can refer to each other, and they don't compete, and they all want to do business with the young couple. So imagine how this works. Young couple goes to the real estate agent and says, want to buy a house. Real estate agent goes, fantastic, I've got a whole bunch of houses to show you. Oh, just by the way, have you organised your finance yet? Young couple go, well, we bank with Westpac. And he goes, no, hang on a sec. I can get you a much better deal than that. I've got a mortgage broker who'll beat any rate in town. He often comes in 1% lower than the market. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Oh, now, when you buy this property, you'll want insurance, won't you? Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, I've got an insurance broker. He'll get you the best insurance rate in town. Oh, wow. Now, before you purchase this house, you want a building and pest inspection, won't you? Oh, yes, for sure. Great. I've got a building and pest inspector. And you said you wanted a pool, so I've got a pool maintenance guy. Can you see how this works? So very quickly, these 5 people can feed off each other. Well, the pool maintenance guy goes around to fix someone's pool, and they go, can you make it really sweet because we're going to sell the house? Oh, really? Have you got a real estate agent lined up? No, not yet. Great, I know just the guy for you. Oh, by the way, when you buy this new house, well, you need finance. Yeah, well, we'll have to get some more money. Great, I know the mortgage broker. Can you see how this works? So this is the key to unlocking more business in your little sphere of influence. Now, here's the other amazing thing about the key 4. So there's you here, and then there's 4 others, but one of these people might have their own key 4. So there's another 4 swinging off the edge here, and then someone else over here has their key 4. Can you see how this works? And suddenly you've got District 32, and you didn't even blink. And so who is your key 4 in this room? Who is your key 4 outside this room? Now, why 4 people? Well, when I first coined this concept, I picked 8, and I actually tried to build a group of 8 people. I thought I'll have my own private network. It's too many. You can work with and educate 4 people so much easier than you can 8 people. And these people need to be able to sell you when you're not in the room, so that when they meet a prospect for you, because they know who your target market is, and they can say, you need to talk to Lindsay Adams. He's an amazing conference speaker. He can come and entertain your group and educate them at the same time, and he does blah, 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 blah. Can you see how this works? And so quickly, you've got your own mini network group within the bigger network group. And it's a piece of gold. So think about this for a concept. When you go networking, take somebody with you, one of your key 4, who knows you and your business well, and when you go networking, you talk about them, they talk about you. So you can get away with a lot more. He can say things about me that I could never say about myself. Now, you have to educate each other. This key 4 concept, your 4 buddies, you've got to train them so that they can sell you without your lips moving. So either if you're in the room or out of the room, they can sell you, they can promote you, and you can promote them in the same way. Now, the other big mistake that people make when they join groups like this is they think, I'm going to join District 32 and there's 40 other people in the group and I'm going to sell to those 40 people. No, you're not here to sell to these people. You're here to tap into their network. So here's your District 32 buddy, and there's all of their network out there. They're the people you want to do business with, not necessarily the person sitting on the table with you now. So, I mean, it's a nice bonus if you can. And again, I met some people earlier and they go, oh yeah, we look after each other, we do business with each other. Fantastic. And have you introduced someone in this room to your network who lives outside of this room? That's the real power of this group. So think about this key 4 concept, get your little key 4 group going, but then think about how do I work my membership in this group so that I get a better return on my investment. It's coming up for 12 months. Of course, you'd want to renew your membership and you'd want to stay on board because there's so much value in this room. Have a look around the table, think about how big a reach that your message could have if you simply met one-on-one with each of these people and educate them about your business, they would all know at least one or two people that could do business with you. And imagine if you all helped each other like that, the value that you would take home from being a member of this group. So I think that's another 5 you owe me, Lorraine.
You need to be on the payroll.
But, you know, I'm serious. This, if you belong to a group, belong to the group. Be in the group, work the group. You've got to work the network, otherwise, what are you doing here? You know, nice to come and have a nice lunch, beautiful food, lovely view. That's not what business is about. It's about connecting with the right people so that you can do business with them. Now, the biggest mistake that people in business make today is not communicating effectively. By the way, that's my grandson, isn't he cutie? His name's Finn, he's almost 3.